Welcome back to Brick Gaming YGO, and I'm back here today with an updated Dragon deck list, which includes some spicy techs for this format. So before I get into this, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you subscribe, it really helps out my channel, helps me grow, and the goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of next year. So that would be a huge goal to reach, and I really hope that you guys are able to help out. And I love all you guys' support. The support that I've been getting from all of you guys has been amazing. All my subscribers, super amazing, and they're always very helpful with deck profiles, with new ideas, all that type of stuff. So I just want to shout out all of those people. And I would also like, before I get into this deck profile, to shout out Andre Torres, because even though my deck lists aren't really super similar to his, there's still some credit I gotta give him for some of the ideas he's come up with, and he's been an extremely influential player. So let's get right into this. First off, I play 3 Thunder Dragon Darks. This is a really good card, just standard, you want to play 3 all the time. It searches for itself when you discard it from your hand to graveyard, and then also if it gets banished or sent from the field to the graveyard, you search any Thunder Dragon card. Then 3 Roar. Roar allows you to, when you discard it, it adds Thunder Dragon in your graveyard or banished to your hand. And then on top of that, if it's banished or sent from the field to the graveyard, it special summons the Thunder Dragon monster from your deck. 3 OG Boys, just really good card, really always amazing. Free pops. Just free pops off of Titan, it feels good every time. Then 2 Thunder Dragon Matrix, really good card. 500 boost, quick effect. And then also if it's sent from the field to graveyard or banished, it searches another copy of itself. But you don't want brick draw it, so you want to play 2. And then 1 Dragon Hawk, this is the worst Thunder Dragon in the deck. But it special summons a Thunder Dragon when you discard it from your hand to the graveyard. And when it's banished or sent from field to grave, you get to fix your hand. Then moving on, for the normal summons, I play 2 Dark Beckoning Beasts and 1 Chaos Summoning Beast. This is just an amazing engine. You gotta play this engine. It's required for this deck at this point, so you always need it. You always want to see it. 2 Barrowman Solar, it's really good, but you can easily cut this card down to 1 at this point, in my opinion. Especially if you're playing a build similar to this one. It's always a good side out option. Same with the next card. You can always cut this card down to 1 copy, depending on room and depending on your list. But I generally like to play 2 and 2. I feel like it's pretty decent because you want to see it sometimes, but not all the time. Then moving on to the Chaos package, I play 1 Chaos Dragon Legionnaire. Really good card, just super versatile, but you're only ever going to really make it once. And if you do need to make it more than 1 time, Chaos Space is a card, or Chaos Creator, or any of the other ones. And talking about Chaos Creator, you play 1 copy. I think in a build that's more chaos centric, you'd play maybe 2. I wouldn't ever consider playing 3 just because it can be really dead early on in a duel. But really good card. Target 3 of your banished monsters, and then summon 1 of them that can be summoned, and then shuffle the other 2, or put the other 2 at the bottom of the either extra deck or main deck. Really good card. Super versatile. Allows you to be pretty grindy with the deck. Then 1 White Dragon Wyver Buster, 1 Collapse Serpent. Standard. I wish you could have more. I would play more if it was legal, play more of them. Then 1 Chaos Valkyria. Valkyria is really good. You could always pop this card up to 2 copies. And I mean that's good in builds where you're playing way above 50 or 60 cards. And in that case, sure, you can play more than 1, but I think for most of the time it's good at 1. At least in most standard builds. Then play 1 Chaos Betrayer. Chaos Betrayer is pretty good. It's just a part of the Curious combo, so allows you to extend further with Curious, and it basically allows you to go through a whole bunch more plays. Then moving on to the hand traps, just 3 Psyframe, Gear, Gamma, and 1 Driver. Really good card, just comes in clutch every single time. Then moving on, 1 Artifact Scythe. Scythe is very solid, a very good card. The reason I'm playing, I should also throw in Lancia as well. These 2 cards in this main deck, the reason I'm doing it is because you can basically just make Dagda first turn, and you can just lock your opponent out of the game depending on what they're playing. It's just super nice to see, and allows you to be able to do more stuff going first, potentially ending on a lock, where you can lock your opponent out of something for the turn, and ending on 1 additional monster during your opponent's turn. And even if you don't, make Dagda, if you just draw into either of these guys, you can bait out a spell trap removal with Scythe in your back row and then lock your opponent out, or with Lancia. If you're going up against the meta where almost every deck at this point banishes in their combo. It's just super nice to have on your opponent's turn either way. So it's still good even if you draw into them. So it's not really a big deal. I think it actually adds a lot to the deck. And then finally your bricks for Dragoon. Moving on to the spells. 3 Chaos Space, really good. You want to see as much as possible. You can theoretically side out 1 copy if you really need to. I usually try to avoid doing that, but if you really need to, it can be good, especially against other combo decks. If you're going second, it can just be a dead card that will never resolve, and then you're just going neg for no reason. Then 3 Allure, this card is always good, always super nice. I would highly suggest not signing this card out. And for this deck, it can be like plus infinity, not really plus infinity, but plus a lot, like at least plus 3 in some cases. Then moving on, 3 Opening, just so you can resolve the Dark Beckoning Beast combo and do the whole Curious play. Then 1 Gold Sarcophagus, always really good, just a really good card, really good one of. Then finally, 2 Thunder Dragon Fusions, and 1 Red Eyes Fusion. Thunder Dragon Fusion is really nice. You can generally side out 1 copy if you have to. Sometimes I just side out just because of room. And then, of course, Red Eyes Fusion, you want to resolve that card all the time because it's super nice. Then moving on to the extra deck. As I mentioned, you do play the 1 Dagda because you can do a lot of cool combo stuff with this card. And it's pretty nice to have in the main deck, to be honest. Then 1 copy of Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. Really good card. Just busted. Really just a busted card. Gotta play in this deck, in my opinion. You have to. There isn't really any other way around it. So I would say definitely play it. 2 Tyson, I think this is the max you should play at this point. 2 is really nice just because you can infinite loop them. So that's kind of the logic behind that infinite loop Tyson, so you always have access to it. Then 1 copy of Link Kuriboh. Link Kuriboh is good as part of a combo. You can use it summoning itself back off of Link Ross. Then Relinquish Anima, and finally Link Ross for all your Link 1s. Usually these 2 guys are just used for combo, but Link Ross is also, like Link Ross and Relinquish Anima, just kind of pointing this guy out real fast. Super good. You need to play him, of course. And then Relinquish Anima, I would like to point out that if you don't resolve combo, there's still ways you can use this guy, make him, and then just make your opponent's misplays worse for them, and do even better in the duel. Then 1 copy of Verte Anaconda. Anaconda's really good, just makes you Dragoon. That's really the only purpose to this guy. Then 1 copy of Cross Sheep. Cross Sheep is also really good, just allows you to extend it further. Though you gotta be careful when you're playing him, because if your opponent has like Nibiru or something, it can suck. Really suck. But if your opponent doesn't have Nibiru, well, then you're sitting there with a bunch of extra resources. So just pay attention to how your opponent's playing, pay attention to what they will probably have in hand, all that type of stuff. Then 1 copy of IP Masquerena. IP is really good. It just allows you a quick play Link on your opponent's turn. As I mentioned in other videos, I don't make her as much as I used to, just because I feel like, a lot of times you don't need to make her, but she still comes up quite frequently, so I would say definitely play her. Then for the Nightmares, I play 1 Phoenix and 1 Unicorn. I feel like this is correct, and this is the best ratio. I think Cerberus can be good. You could potentially side deck it with this build, but I do not play Cerberus in this particular build. Then 1 copy of Curious is your final Link 3. Just really good, allows you to combo, and yeah, just a nice extender. Then finally, 1 copy of Appaloosa, and 1 copy of Access Code. The final 2 extra deck monsters in the deck. Appaloosa is really nice going first. Just make you not be able to get hand trapped. You can usually make her by the 4th or 5th summon. It's definitely possible, and then if you make her on like the 6th or 7th summon, sometimes your opponent just won't even hit the summons before that, just because sometimes you just have a bunch of little guys and you haven't made any big plays, and you can go into Appaloosa and combo further. And then finally, Access Code just wins games, breaks boards, makes it easier to OTK. And then onto the side deck, 2 DD Crows. I feel like this card's really good in the meta right now. I think a lot of decks are doing stuff right now that utilize graveyards. So for example, dinosaurs, zombies, like just other Thunder Dragon decks. You can hit particular cards that just makes it impossible for your opponent to play. Stuff like that, just super nice sometimes. And on the flip side, 2 Artifact Lancias in case you need them. If it's a deck that banishes a lot, siding in both of these can be really good depending on the matchup, or siding in just Lancia in some cases, or just DD Crow in other cases. But either way, both of these cards are really good, and Lancia is definitely a format-defining card in my opinion. Then moving on to Dark World No Mores, you can bump this up to 3 easily, but for right now with my build I play 2, just because it only really combats combo decks, and even though combo decks are the best decks in the format, you don't see them as often as like some of the other decks that people are playing around with. At least for me on a local level, I see a lot of people playing around with other stuff. So depending on like what you want to do, you can play 2 or 3. I think if any big events happens, I would definitely bump this up to 3. Then moving on, 3 Cosmic Cyclone just to deal with backward decks. Backward decks can be a problem sometimes, and I feel like Harpy's Feather Duster is good, it's amazing, and you can get really big pluses. But sometimes this card just more versatile and deals with more matchups, so I feel like it's better for that reason. Moving on, 3 Evenly Matched, just get rid of your opponent's board, just nuke them. And if your opponent's playing a deck that doesn't really play a lot of negates, this card's good every single time. You can just win, just easily win out and beat your opponent. And then finally, 2 copies of Infinite Impermanence. And Impermanence is good just because free effect negation. Your opponent can't call back the grave it. It plays around triple tactics and deals with a lot of cards in the meta that are pretty good. So just having like a 1-target hit, it can be really good and can completely change the game. Even though it's only negating 1 card, if your opponent doesn't see it coming, you can still win easily just off of that 1 card. So that's my deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you're not subscribed, it would mean a lot. And finally, I will be doing the same amount of uploads each week. I just want to say thank you guys all for your support once again. It means a lot. This channel is growing like crazy. So thank you guys so much for all the support, and I will see you guys in the next video.